and welcome to Playerzpot presents Fantasy Cricket Mantra. मेरा नाम है रिधिमा पाठक और अगर आप भी क्रिकेट खेलना चाहते हैं थोड़ा सा फील्ड से हटके तो आप सही जगह पहुंचे. The match that we have in our hands today is the fourth T20I between India versus England. Let me quickly take you through how the series stands. The series stands 2-1 in favor of England. पिछले मैच को इंग्लैंड ने 8 विकेट से जीता. We had some great performances by Virat Kohli and Josh Buttler, where Virat Kohli put up 77 runs in 46 balls. On the other hand, we had Buttler with an 83 of 52. No complaints about the pitch, and of course, winning the toss, choosing to field and then chasing down the target has been the story of the series for England. But can India change the trend? ये हम पूछेंगे अपने एक्सपर्ट के साथ और साथ ही साथ what should be our picks for our fantasy team बताएंगे हमें Deep Dasgupta. So let's welcome him on the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Ridhima.
Well, interesting series, isn't it? And it's a must-win game for India now. The fourth T20I. Talk me through it. You've got your eyes on who? Because Kohli's performed. You've got Buttler who's performed. And, England winning the toss, chasing down the target has been the tale of the series. So tell me, what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was always going to be a very, very good and competitive series because we're talking about world number 1 and 2 coming head to head. So, it was always going to be competitive. And unfortunately, the toss has played a bigger role than it should in this series so far. Hopefully, one of the teams will break that sequence. But as far as I'm concerned, from a very Indian perspective, what I'm looking forward to is, someone like Rahul and Rohit Sharma scoring some runs. Because going forward, these two are such important part of the Indian side, especially Rahul. Rohit just played one game, but with Rahul, you just want him back in form.
Well, here's hoping that everything works out in India's favor. Now, to make your fantasy team on Playerzpot, let me quickly take you through the rules. You get a total of 1,000 gems, and the team that you make has to be less than or equal to 1,000 gems. You can choose your players in 4 categories, which is wicketkeeper, batsman, bowler, and all-rounder. You can choose a total of 7 players from one team. Also, talking about captain and vice captain, captain gets twice the number of scored points. The vice captain gets 1.5 times the scored points. Also, players get points for every run scored and every boundary. They also get points for every wicket, for every maiden or dot ball. Now, quickly, let's take a look at our top picks. We've got Buttler, Kohli, Jofra Archer, and Washington Sundar. These are our top picks. So what do you make of our top picks and the gems that are allocated to it? We can see our top picks right here. Also, all the details of the rules of the game are also written right here. So, if you're playing the game, play it according to the rule, and wish you all the best. With that, Deep sir, your take on the top picks.
Well, obviously, all 4 of them are doing really well. I mean, Washington's been bowling well, and hopefully he doesn't get to bat as far as India's interests are concerned. But yeah, if the need be, I guess he's good enough to wield the bat as well. But for me, I think the top pick would be, obviously Virat and Josh Buttler, because 2 of them are in good nick, and the fact that Josh Buttler also keeps wicket, he'll give you more points. I guess one of them, Virat or Josh Buttler, and both of them are, top T20 players, good form. Yeah, surely one of them.
I'm going to be complaining about the pitch now. So what can India do differently in the fourth T20 to get this in our favor, sir?
Well, win the toss to start off with. So, yeah, I guess, but to be very honest, I think toss is something that, you can't control. So, end of the day, I guess both the teams, it's not just about India, I think both the teams need to figure out how to win games batting first. So, that's going to be the key, I guess. And going forward, because let's not forget the World Cups here in India in a few months' time, where the toss will be advantageous, whoever wins it. But again, as top teams, you will have to find out ways to bat first and kind of score or get to a above par score.
Nice. So before we dive into your playing 11, let's quickly talk about what you liked about Buttler's and Kohli's technique in the previous match.
I think let's just start with Virat. I think the best part about Virat's approach was because it was a different pitch. It wasn't a pitch which was easy to bat on, especially the first 10 odd overs. So he took his time, and we saw a very, a complete kind of an innings where he had to kind of settle down initially. He was going run a ball till I think he was 28 or so 27 balls, and then once he was set, then he just quickly changed his gears, and it was phenomenal. So this whole change of gears, and Josh Buttler was the opposite, because obviously batting second, it was comparatively easier to bat. First six, he just went bang, bang, bang. I think his 50 came off for 20 odd deliveries, and then he's kind of settled down again. Then obviously he slowed down once the power play was over. But again, the best part about both these batsmen were how easily they can change gears and they can move from one gear to the other.
Perfect. So you're playing now for the fourth T20I. Shall we reveal it to our audience? And let's find out who are your picks and why. So in wicket keepers, go ahead, sir, if you have it in front of you, because I have it in front of me. So
yeah, no, obviously, I'm going to go with as many keepers as possible as I can. So I've got Josh Buttler, and who also happens to be my captain. Bairstow, he's looking good. He looks like a different batsman when he plays white ball cricket, especially T20, and he's been in good nick the first game and the last game. He's got runs. Rishabh is again somebody who's in good form. He's looked good. Every time he's come out to bat, he's looked good. And obviously he's going to keep wickets, so he's going to give you those extra points behind the stumps as well. Rohit Sharma, because he's just played one game after a while, so I'm going to still go with him, and because he's someone who gets in, he'll give you big runs, he'll score big. Virat, the kind of form that he's in, and so expect Virat to get some runs too. Jason Roy, again someone, to be very honest, I'm looking at top order batsmen more, because obviously they have more overs and more opportunity to kind of score runs. So Jason Roy, all-rounder, I've got Washington Sundar, because he's been bowling really well. And then the four bowlers I've got is Bhuvneshwar Kumar, again bowled beautifully yesterday. And then Yuzi Chahal, because he was expensive, but again a leg spinner is generally a wicket taker, so hopefully next game he'll bowl better and pick up a few more wickets. Mark Wood and Jofra Archer, listen, there is no substitute to pace, irrespective of how good you are or how good the pitch is to bat on. But if somebody has that ability to bowl at 145 clicks an hour, can be very, very tricky customer, and that's what Mark Wood and Jofra Archer are. So that's my playing 11. Just a reminder to everyone, because Mark Wood generally does not play back-to-back games, so just be a little careful in terms of if you're picking Mark Wood. Wait for the toss or something. Just make sure that Mark Wood is playing.
Perfect. Deep sir, your playing 11 looks strong and bold. So very quickly, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you for predictions. What are your predictions for the fourth T20I?
Okay, obviously the toss becomes very, very important, but apart from the toss, I think if as far as Indian batting is concerned, if they can be a little more watchful in the first six, because you have someone like Rohit and Virat who can change gears, as I mentioned before, effortlessly, and even someone like KL Rahul. So the last couple of games where India has batted for first, it seemed like they were in a little bit of a hurry. Maybe just calm down, maybe just take it easy the first six, and then I think India has enough class to kind of make it up in the last 14. I want to see that. I want to see Indian openers, the top three guys, take a little more time than they have actually in the past few games.
Well, thank you, Deep sir. Thank you for joining us on the show. I hope these tips work for you and you make some points on Playerzpot. Also, here's wishing Team India all the best for the fourth T20I. With that, this is Fantasy Cricket Mantra presented by Playerzpot, India ka Naya gaming destination. For more such updates, stay tuned to Sports Kida.